Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is my third blog post. This is called Helplessness. When the people around you change, this can lead to feelings of helplessness, and there is nothing that has changed people more than the internet has. This evening, I had to get up and leave my husband at the dinner table because he was lecturing me by reading aloud an article from the internet. I had wanted to have a normal, dialectical conversation and share reasoning based on fundamentals. He wanted to make arguments based on majority rule and authoritative sounding sources. When I took a trip to a nearby city, I also felt helpless. It is hard to describe the effect of the constant noise of a big city, the screech of the train's brakes, the ever-present traffic and construction noise, the drunken shouts of a person who's lost his mind. The city noise made me feel guilty and inadequate. I was on the last leg of a trip to a place where I could sleep, and I saw an older, well-dressed man in a disheveled state get onto my bus. He at first appeared to be drunk, but after he sat down, I wondered if he was suffering from dementia, or worse, given the state of his dress, some sudden break had occurred. He'd had a stroke, perhaps, but everyone around him reacted as though he was just drunk. He appeared to be hearing voices, and I wanted to go and ask him if he was okay, but I was seated 4 seats back, and he seemed to know where he was going. And he'd pushed the button to exit the bus. He had his house key in his hand, and I didn't move fast enough to ask him if he needed help. So he was left to wander home in a neighborhood I knew nothing about, and I was left with a sense of guilt and helplessness. That is also how I feel about what the internet is doing to everyone. When one person in the family is addicted to the internet, the others fall victim as well. Clicking on Candy Crush with Daddy has replaced reading time. And when Daddy is at work, my daughter will follow me around with a telephone, asking me to call him so that I can get the code to unlock the iPad for her. I know I watched TV when I was her age, but it wasn't the same somehow. There's something more powerful about this form of addiction. So I suppose that it's these changes that inspired me to start writing my blog and my novels, and I recommend my novels to anyone who's confused about how they feel about the way the world is changing. That is all. Until next time, please join me again.